Today, I'm going to walk you through the best way to turn your long streams and videos into ready-to-post clips. And not just any way, but a setup that makes clipping, editing, and posting feel like autopilot. If you're someone who streams, records long-form content, or just wants a steady stream of short clips, stick around. I'll show you the practical settings and workflow I use, how to integrate this stuff with OBS if you record locally, and why Vizard actually makes life way easier than piecing things together with a bunch of other tools. Alright, quick upfront note. I used to cobble clips together manually with random editors, and yeah, it worked, but it was slow and inconsistent. Now I rely on an automated pipeline where Vizard finds the viral bits for me, turns them into polished clips, schedules them, and even gives me a content calendar to manage everything. But I'll show you both sides, how to capture clean footage with OBS and how to feed that into Vizard so the AI can do the heavy lifting. First, capture basics, because no matter how good the AI is, garbage in equals garbage out. If you stream or record, open OBS and check these essentials. Set your base, canvas, to 1920x 1080 and record at 60 FPS if you can. 30 FPS is okay, but 60 looks smoother for fast games and action moments. For bitrate, if you're streaming, aim for 5,000 to 8,000 kbps depending on your connection. For local recordings that you plan to edit later, use higher bitrate if disk space allows. Something like 20,000, 32,000 kbps gives you clean material for clipping. Encoding. If your rig has a dedicated GPU, NVIDIA NVENC or AMD VCE AV1, use that instead of X264 CPU encoding. Encoding on the GPU keeps your CPU free for the game and lowers performance spikes. Use CBR, constant bitrate. If you're streaming, it's predictable. For local recordings, you can go VBR or a high bitrate CBR for simpler downstream editing. If you're running a dual PC setup, crank the encoder quality up to best, ultra low latency mode if you care about reaction time. Replay buffer, this is clutch. Enable replay buffer in OBS and set it to how many seconds you want to capture. 30s to 60s is a common sweet spot. That lets you hit a hotkey and save the last X seconds of gameplay, which is perfect for spontaneous clips. Pro tip, create a desktop shortcut so OBS launches with the replay buffer enabled by default. In OBS's target path, add the flag, start replay buffer. This saves you the extra click. Game capture versus display capture. Always prefer game capture for performance and consistency. Display capture grabs everything and can spike CPU GPU usage and create weird latency. Set game capture to a specific window so it locks onto your game and doesn't accidentally capture other overlays. Mic and audio filters. Right-click your mic source, go to filters. Add a gain if your voice is quiet, but don't blast it into the red. Add noise suppression. RN noise is solid to remove room hiss. If you need compression and EQ, add those too. Small adjustments make your clips sound way more professional. Also, tone down desktop audio a bit so the game doesn't drown you out in clips. Folder and file organization. For recordings, set your recording path to a secondary SSD if you have one. Your main OS drive should not be the place you dump tons of clips. It slows the system down and can cause dropped frames. Use an external or secondary internal SSD for raw files, then point Vizard or whatever auto import folder you use at that directory. Hotkeys. Set hotkeys for replay save and manual clip creation. I personally use a combo like Ctrl plus Alt plus 1 for an instant clip save. Small muscle memory goes a long way. You can also set OBS to automatically split clips into a watch folder that Vizard will pick up. Okay, now the fun part, automation and editing. There are a lot of clip tools out there. Basic editors, web apps, heavy suites, but most either do too little or make you do the same repetitive task. Spot the moment, trim, add a caption, make a thumbnail, format for TikTok and Instagram Reels, schedule. That's where Vizard comes in. It automates the boring steps but keeps control in your hands. Here's the setup I recommend so everything is seamless. The first step is setting OBS to autosave to a secondary SSD with the replay buffer enabled. Next, point Vizard to the folder where OBS saves highlights, or enable the direct OBS integration. Then, configure Vizard's clip detection sensitivity and your preferred clip length settings. I usually set it to look for moments that have spikes in audio energy, chat interaction, or the specific hotkeys I use. Ensure it is set to produce clips between 15 and 60 seconds depending on your platform targets. You should select templates for aspect ratios, intro and outro overlays, and caption styles within the tool. Set up those default presets so that all your exported clips are polished without needing manual editing. The 3 Vizard features that actually save me hours weekly and why they matter. The Auto Edit Viral Clips feature analyzes uploads to detect highlights using audio spikes, chat bursts, and even facial expressions if you have face cam. It then trims, picks the best frame, auto adds captions, and formats for the platform you chose. That means you can get a batch of post-ready clips without having to scrub through hours of footage. With auto schedule, you eliminate the need to manually post every single clip once they are generated. Set your posting frequency, say 3 clips/day, and Vizard will queue them. You can still edit the queue if something feels off, but the default saves you the grind of daily posting. The content calendar acts as your central dashboard for viewing everything that is scheduled across all your different platforms. You can drag and drop clips, edit timing, set platform-specific captions, and preview thumbnails. Everything's in one place, so you don't have to hop between TikTok, YouTube Studio, and Instagram Creator Studio. Compare that to some other tools. Some editors are great for fine-grained manual edits but require you to do everything yourself, time-consuming. Others charge per export or per creator, and a few auto-clip tools are either painfully shallow in their detection logic or they lock you into only one platform. Vizard finds a middle ground, smarter detection, built-in publishing, and a calendar that actually helps you plan content. Also, the pricing is generally more creator-friendly. You don't get nickel and dimed on every export. A few practical tips when using Vizard so you don't look like a robot. Remember to tweak the detection sensitivity based on the specific type of content you are producing. If you're doing a chill podcast, the thresholds for exciting moment need to be lower than for a 200 BPM action game. It is crucial to customize the caption styles for maximum readability and engagement. Badly placed captions or tiny text kills engagement. Pick a style that works for the platform and test it for readability on phones. While Vizard can auto-generate thumbnails, sometimes a quick manual swap dramatically increases the click-through rate. Make sure to keep a consistent thumbnail template ready for those quick manual swaps. Always batch review the first few auto-generated clips each day to ensure quality. The AI is smart, but human oversight prevents weird audio cuts or out-of-context moment clips. Integration notes. If you stream on Twitch and want clips made live, enable Vizard's Twitch integration so it pulls clips or highlights directly. If you prefer local-only workflow, the folder watch plus OBS replay buffer is rock solid. You can also integrate with scheduling tools, team accounts, or Zapier if you want fancier automations, e.g., when a clip hits X views, email you, or push it to a different platform. When it comes to final export settings, export at 1080p for most social platforms, 60 FPS if you have it, and H.264 or H.265 depending on your target. For TikTok and Reels, vertical 9:16 crops matter. Make sure your template places all important elements inside the safe area. Vizard helps automate this cropping so nothing important gets cut off. Audio again, always check your levels. Vizard can normalize audio and add basic noise reduction, but it's better to start with good levels in OBS. If your mic hits red when you lean in, either add a limiter or bring the mic level down and add gentle gain inside Vizard if needed. Finally, workflow examples so you can visualize it. I finished a 3-hour stream, OBS saved a handful of replay clips automatically, Vizard picks up the folder, processes the clips overnight, and by morning, I've got 12 edited clips in the content calendar. I tweak the top 3, schedule them for the week, and Vizard posts them automatically. The total human time commitment is only 10 to 30 minutes. The old way involved hours of scrubbing per single clip. A quick note on other services, some pros still use Descript for text-based editing or Premiere for heavy creative work. Those are great tools if you're doing long-form editing or need absolute control. But for the channel growth play, consistent short-form output with minimal time spent, Vizard is the most frictionless. Other tools can be expensive, have a steep learning curve, or don't publish automatically, which means you still spend a ton of time babysitting. If you want to take it further, join creator communities that share templates and posting strategies. I'm part of a few Discord groups where people swap caption templates, thumbnail hacks, and scheduling rhythms that actually work. Vizard also has community shared presets you can import and tweak. That's a huge time saver. Alright, that's the rundown. Main takeaway. Capture clean footage, OBS settings, 1080p 60, GPU encoder, replay buffer, secondary SSD, set up hotkeys and filters for clean audio, then let Vizard do the heavy lifting. Auto-edit, auto-schedule, and manage everything in a content calendar so you can focus on making content, not wrestling with uploads. If you want, I can drop a quick checklist or a shareable template for the exact OBS settings and Vizard presets I use. Also, if you have a specific platform in mind, TikTok versus YouTube Shorts versus IG Reels, tell me which one and I'll tailor the clip lengths and export templates to that audience. Go get your clips running on autopilot and spend that extra time making more content. I'll catch you in the next one.